What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We are here with a Honda Civic Type R Seasonal Championship, where we are using the Honda Civic Type R. Yes, I know this is a big surprise. I did not see that coming. But sometimes it hits you without warning. And here we are with the Civic Type R. Tuning shellcode is in the description. And we are jumping straight into it. It's a 2018 version of the car, which is, in my mind, the prettiest of them. So, in the end, it really doesn't matter. You can use any and use an A-class tune. A lot of the older ones are B-class. I think this might be the only one in the A-class even. I'm not entirely sure though, I didn't check. But if you look at the field here, it's also all 2018 versions, so bit of a circle jerk here, but I'm sure you enjoy it. Driving at night here, which is fine. Cornering of this tune is not quite, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not quite as tight as I would have liked potentially, but at the same time we have advantages in other areas, such as just driving past here, darting on the inside. I was braking a little conservatively because I didn't want to crash into him, which would have been somewhat okay considering we were on the inside, so if anything had happened we would have just pushed him out. Which, you know, happens. So that's really good. There we go. Building up a little bit of skill points. Also, I spent like all of my skill points today. I had, I don't even know, roughly 200, I think. 150, something in that range, and I just decked in a couple of cars, two or three, and then the points were gone. So that was kind of crazy. So this was actually one of the tougher choices when I had to decide earlier today on the stunt cars which Ferrari to pick and which Lamborghini to pick, because there are so many good options. I mean, for this one, yeah, I mean, how many Civic Type R's do you want? This is the prettiest. It's the one that is already stock in the A-class, so you save a little bit on tuning costs, or it's not a lot. And in general, I just prefer that car, and it was done. It will also be more interesting for the other A-class championship where it just says country Italy. I'm like, okay, there are so many good Italian cars. I'm already considering something like the Countach or the F40. Which are amazing cars, but then I will probably look at the price that you pay at the auto show, and then I'll potentially reconsider. That's the problem when you are making these videos, because in the end you want people to be able to afford the cars, which limits me to cars that are available at the auto show, which in turn, even if I have a choice of cars that are available at the auto show, limits me in some respect to cars that are somewhat affordable. I mean, sometimes none of the options is particularly affordable. So that happens somewhat regularly. Depends on the week a little bit, but somewhat regularly. But yeah, generally speaking, I mean, it's tough to decide on that, because when you have an array of cars, Italian cars for example, or Lamborghinis, which was earlier, and I mean, yeah, you have S1 class as a limitation, and then you just filter, okay, which of these is available at the auto show, and then which of these is at least remotely affordable, so I don't put people in the position where they're like, okay, now you suggested me a car which costs 3 million, thank you. And that's usually the challenge. I mean, I can't expect, and I don't expect, that people who are watching the videos own like basically all the cars in the game and have like 50 million in the bank. Because I think a lot of the players that have that don't need the videos. I mean, maybe some of them watch them just to brag how good they were at it. That potentially happens. Where they are like, okay, you nub, I am a lot better than you. That occasionally happens, which is fine. I am always open to people telling me that they're better than me, which, you know, I mean, I can't disprove it, so good on you. But in the end, I am trying to help people out, and if there is someone requiring assistance, then I would assume that it's usually players that don't already have everything unlocked in the game and just all of these millions to buy everything they need, so that's why I'm trying to take that into consideration, and that's why I'm trying to just take care of these players, where I'm like, okay, maybe I can pick a car that is somewhat affordable, or a car that is at least common in the wheel spins, so that there is a decent likelihood, if you've played it at least for some time, the game that is, that you maybe also got it in a wheel spin. Or I can never assume that. That just makes it a little bit more difficult to really pick out a car, especially when the requirement is like Ferrari or Lamborghini or Bugatti, which was the case this week. So that really makes it a lot more difficult to do this properly. I should really focus on the race, at least a little bit. Because how many Ferraris do you have that you would consider affordable? You know? It's basically like me in real life going around saying, okay, I want a Ferrari. Well, I can't afford a Ferrari. At least not one that, you know, you would like to have. So, last race coming up. Not a big fan of that one. I always liked the Type R. If I wasn't stuck to BMW, I would seriously consider going into that direction, but here I am, stuck to a brand for a multitude of reasons. I mean, I love the cars, that's one thing, and I just get the good deals, you know. It's when you know the people and you get the deals, when you stick with that, because it just doesn't make any sense to switch. Put my nose in where I can, but that was way too late on the brakes. So, kind of poor start to this race. Overtaking on the outside here. Let's see, overtaking here. We have the power on that tune, but also at least some skill is required to also use it, which I didn't show in that first corner, but maybe we can show it during the rest of the race. Poking in. Oh, it worked. Better than expected. A little hard on the brakes there, but it's okay. Right hand turn. Still very hard on the brakes. The car doesn't like it when I turn in during the braking. And I do that a lot here. Way too late on them. Actually not gaining enough here. Might want to reconsider my approach to this overtake. Now I should point my nose in here. That worked. Just have to complain, and then sometimes things start working. It's not for always. Oh, don't run around and complain about everything. That's also annoying. Have to find a middle ground, you know. Sometimes you complain when you deem it necessary, but most of the time you just shut up. And fix it. I actually heard a good saying today. When you can't afford something, just make more money. That was. I mean, I'm currently trying to do it, you know, that's why I'm recording this. I would even record this if I didn't make any money with it, let's be honest. When you make so little of it, it's not the motivator. Certainly not. It's more like, hey, I enjoy it, I've done it for a while, and I like helping people out, you know. It's just what I do. Roll through, there we go. That's fallen down. And here is race number 3 in the bag, so that's 60 points for us. Which is exactly what we want and need and deserve. Sort of. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And until next time, farewell.